Let's see if we are ish or DLZ. Hey, I got a like already. Got a friend in the chat. That means I got a friend in the chat. That means I got a friend in the chat. Oh, and I got sound. Awesome. Big Grooves, what's good, man? How are you? How are you? How are you, lad? I'll throw some more coffee in the cup. How's the day going so far, good brother? Hey, hey. The Bayfield Customs Woodworking. What's going on? What's going on, man? How are you? Just over here being bald. Much better. Do not fear. We are going to be building something today. I may need to take some boats on it. Probably going to build a mallet. But I'm also likely to be building something else today. Hopefully something decorative. You know what I'm saying? Something fun. I was thinking about maybe building a knife too. I don't know, but I do have to put I want to build a box, a filter box, a wind tunnel box that is a dust-free circumstance. Because I put a lot of linseed oil on things. I like to also put finishes on like we all do. And dust and bugs and stuff be getting on. My shop is dusty always. Everything in my shop is dusty. And so I built like my coffee cup protector from the flying insects that invade my shop during the summer from time to time. And then yesterday, oh, that's so good. Good morning to y'all, man. Hey, Brandon, good morning to you. Good brother, enjoying a 12 out of 10 weather day here in Atlantic Canada. Yeah? Awesome. It's not bad out here either, bro. Only reason I'm in the house for such a day is because my client's out of town. Anyways, what I was saying, all the little dusties that come down from all the work that I do all day had to have an answer. So this is what I was doing. Made this, slide my coffee in, boom, cover it, not have to worry. But yesterday, as you know, linseed oil things, coats need multiple coats, right? So this one's finally getting to the point where it's holding the oil. So now I can start to put the finish on it. But while that's drying, dude, so much dust was from the shop and whatever I'm doing, particularly the sander makes a lot of dust, just gets in the air, and it was leaving a speckled finish, and I have to clean it every time. Then I thought, oh, I'll just put it in here, which was a good idea because I also did that with this one. I'm using that to dry up too. But I thought, what if, because I use these fans to dry stuff all the time, super fast. But I thought, what if I had something, because I usually do it for glue ups though, right? And I'm like, I need something that can blow air on stuff without blowing dust on stuff, still exist in this shop. And then I thought, I already got that here. That is my Rosenthal box, which is essentially a cube of 5 filters and 1 fan. And all the filters pull in, the air fan pushes the air out. So in theory, if there's something inside of there, it's getting air from all sides. It's getting turbulence from all sides and no exterior dust. So that would make that would give me the drying for the finishes and the storage for the finishes and the speed that I want and need, so I don't have to wait day after day after day applying finishes and waiting for those oil-based finishes to cool off. You bought a 5x5 garden tent Amazon for finishing. It's so convenient. You need like a hydroponic tent. Well, I'll show you what I do have, which is not bad. Because as you know, I do remodeling, so from time to time I build an entire kitchen cabinet, doors and all, the whole kitchen here. And that's why all these things are the same height. I can make assembly tables out of them if I change it up. But this was the room that I'd lay everything out in or whatever and let it all dry up. And it's got its own separate stuff. It doesn't bring filtration to the house. And then out here, this is all screened in. So if I need to spray stuff, I can. That's why it is out here. So I can do it, but but that's kind of like doing it outside, which is good for the ventilation and stuff. But I want to be able to like just turn a fan on it somewhere in my shop, like knives and things like that I finished, the necklaces, put it inside of a cabinet of some sort, turn a fan on, and be drying stuff fast and dust free. I've got these fans. And I got these filters. They do not fit my house. It's just filters I happen to have. A guy dropped them off and said, "Hey, you do remodeling, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You could probably use these." This is my mechanic. And I was like, "Okay." Here they sat for about a year before I realized that they were the exact same size as my fan. And I used my fan to make a Rosenthal box for pulling the dust out of the air, which does work whenever I use it. But I think I would rather have a separate unit that can keep a clean space and air. And I think I can do that with that. I think I can. And I just have to get some strategy on putting that together because it's basically building a Rosenthal box with a door and some shelving is my idea for it anyway. So Maybe we'll get figured on that. Brandon, also in Canada. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right on. Double tap that screen, folks. Will help your condition, your coordination. Clever. So there's that. I'm going to do that today, some point, somehow. Maybe now, maybe then. Mm. I am going to have a little late morning cafe. That's pretty cool. We got some Canadians in the building. Couple folks from up top, as we call it sometimes here. Now, on my phone, I'm all choppy and grainy. How am I on your device right now? I'm just curious as if this is my reception or if it's my internet. But it's a pretty day out here today. I will say that. Hey, Beard. Beard Grooves, I got a question for you. Am I grainy on your screen? I'm a little pixelated on mine. And I don't know if that's a universal thing or not. Looks a little to me too. Looks a little grainy to me. Wonder if that's got anything to do with my reception of my phone. Yeah, it's a little weird. Guess I'm gonna have to deal with it. Maybe it's not catastrophically so. Get over here. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes I gotta adjust my stand. That's all I can stand. Because I can't stand no more. And then you have to deal with the vertigo from it. I apologize. I think it did get a little bit better. That's good. That's good. So let's figure out what we're going to do today. Spoke Shaves did a freaking fantastic job. A fantastic job yesterday on these. That thing looks good to me. That's going out this week. I liked it so much. I think I'm gonna make another. I like it so much. I may even do something more with the other one that I've already got built here. Oh man, old man backs, bro. I slept crazy last night. Kara, how you doing? And back granular. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame because that's just my internet being weird. I'm pretty sure. I will try to plug in this router, but it's kind of not trustworthy. I'm gonna put these spoke shaves down for 2 seconds. See if I can get it to go. See if I can get it to work. Am my back like a robot. Oh, it's better. That's a little better. It's a little better. Is that oak? Yeah, all oak. I think I'm gonna do another one. All oak. I like that how that turned out, and I need some stuff for the website. Um, Last time people came in and we were doing a giveaway and a entry thing, and people essentially pay for the shipping that way. It was fantastic. So that's going out this week to Jesse. I'm trying to get all of my tools kind of situated in some sort of system. And I think I need to build a bench with another system. Build a bench with another. Busting rhymes just then. I'm doing a bunch of timber framing builds, so I want to build a wooden mallet. That's a beautiful, brother. Well done as usual. You must be getting real busy now. It's, pardon me, coffee. It's that time of year for us. It absolutely is. What up, dork? Dial up. How you doing? How you doing? Excellent chisel sharpening video. Had me laughing watching something I already knew. Isn't that the way though? I'm glad that warms my heart. Sometimes when I've got the time, just for a little bit, and I can just take time and do a little extra on a video, I really like being able to do that. It was a little period of time where I had a little bit more time than usual because of what you just said about us. Just when we get weird weather, everything slows down a little bit. We get a little bit more time in the shop. So I had a little bit more time in the shop. Your message is still loading. Dial up. Get it? Yeah, I don't remember those days, man. Listen, we've got a really cool subscriber here whose name is YouTube spelled backwards, and I've been looking at that for over a month and didn't get it. I think it was Doobie, or either it might have been Fitty. One of those two immediately got it, and I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that for all this time. What am I going to do next is the question. Let's take a look at our things that we did just pull out. See if we can put a finish on them and call them good. For this, I would say yeah. And for this, I would also say yeah. But no, you're still tacky. So no, not for this one yet. But this one, yes, I'm good. Like I said, I need to build this filtration system. One of the questions I always have for myself is, should I make this a long form video or should I just do the build? And I always just want to do the build. I never want to just stop and record and do extra stuff. I'm crazy. While we're contemplating that build a mallet anyway, right? We still need one for the website for sure. Let's just do that. Get something else under our belts. Gotta get it under our belts, So we put it back in a protective glass case. Are we going to build this all by hand? Maybe. Last time I did some of the cutting on the what you call it? On the power tools. I don't think that turned anybody off. So maybe we'll do that if it comes to getting to the gist of things. We'll put it together fast. And maybe maybe what we can do is do another giveaway later. I don't know. Let's see. Rained out. What project are you on? I'm waiting for a customer's checkout time. The floor of the hotel starts today. 300 feet of hallway, carpet tile. Ooh, awesome. I was building a deck. I finished the deck. There's some little details that I wanted to do on it. And then my customer went out of town. Oh, this particular customer uh, doesn't have power outside, and they have to run a cord from the inside. And they left, and I don't have power. And I don't do generators. They're just noisy, and if I can plug something in, I will. So now I'm maybe regretting that a little bit. But I can't go back and do those details because I just can't without tools and then being home. So I'm here today. Also waiting on some bids that I got out and see if they come back. But I did sell that necklace the other day. And that made me think I need to start putting inventory on the website. So I am going to do that. I'm going to build another mallet. These are two examples. This one I've been using just to make sure everything holds up great. This is kind of an elevated version of this one with the scales on the side. You know what I'm saying? Multicolored wedges. But all oak, where this one is oak and poplar and oak, just so that you can have a soft spot and some hard spots. But this could also have a leather face. Somebody said that right when I was leaving the chat after this build, and I thought that's a good idea. Corded tools never have dead batteries. Exactly right. Jen's and their corded tools. Oh, well, but also you have to plug the batteries in to charge them, right? If you're building a deck, you're not going to get out of a half a day of deck building without having to pop in another battery. So what happens? I mean, but you know, that's what I am. I'm a how-to tool channel. How to use the tools, what they are. As I learn about new tools and new things, I talk about it, how they are, what they are. Because nothing peeves me like the idea of tool snobbery. Bugs me. Because as a practical user tool, exactly, corded. This one's great. Great. Use it all the time. I use it when I gotta walk somewhere. This one, plugged in and by my side, it's next to the stack of wood, right? Everything that I'm cutting to length is happening with this. If I plug it in, or I put that plank on, or I'm just running them off the edge, and I need to come back and rip them all down, boom, I'm using this. And I'm using this because it's lighter and it's strong enough to do what I need it to do, right? But this boy is heavy. It's a little awkward, but it's powerful. So every time people make the brand argument, I'm like, you're making the wrong argument. You should be talking horsepower, not which color. You should know what motor you got in there or not. And if you're homeowner grade and you're looking for something to have in your garage when you need to maybe put up some shelves on occasion, $100 saw will do. That bad boy right there. And it's got a cord on it. So you don't have to worry about ever buying another thing to make it go. That's what we don't think about. Batteries will die on you. And lithium batteries will train themselves too, right? The lithium batteries will begin to degrade over time. If you let them get low and then you charge them up, you use them a little bit, and they just degrade, and you're not constantly using them and cycling through, they'll get crappy. They'll get really bad. Batteries have a memory. These Gen A, love you, Gen A. That's funny. I like. Whew. My real life laugh is embarrassing. I gotta turn my face away. It's all teeth. No, I ain't got the prettiest set of choppers there ever been on Instagram. Oh, snap! I said the wrong name. YouTube. I meant YouTube. I am gonna do a video at some point about my cordless. I meant about my skill saw. I want to do a video about skill saws and why it's dumb to care about brands. The only reason there is to care about brands is because you care about specific brand warranties. You can tell this topic gets me hot because of the steam. I got those. Those two are kind of my throwaway saws. That one works. It's not very powerful. It's an early generation of this one. It's the one that you get when you get the drills and the sawzall and the flashlight, and so it's a lesser saw, so it can keep the price of the combinations down, right? Sometimes they give you this drill, which is not strong. It's good enough for turning screws. It's not as strong enough to drill screws in a deck often. You don't want to be putting 3-inch screws in with something like that. But it comes with the combination thing sometimes. So it looks like, oh, I'm getting this and this and this. But the one you really want is this one. Because it'll do that. Or better yet, even this one. But you got to buy that one in a combo with that one to get a good deal on the two good ones. Or you got to overspend for them individually. And the thing is, the average person doesn't know that you're getting a lesser tool when you buy a combo set. But I'm here to tell you, you definitely are. So, you buy the combo set, only buy the combo set if you're going to do homeowner. I'm here, occasionally I have to fix something. That. If you're trying to actually build something later, don't buy the cordless combo kit. Get cordless tools, put a cord on them, and do work, son. If you got bread, you want to make the investment, okay. But buy them individually. They'll last longer. They'll be better tools. Soldier Farms in the building. What's up? What's up? And love to paint. What's good? How are you? Salute. Thanks for showing up. I've been rambling. I've been babbling a little bit, talking some theory. I got a little excited because this morning a friend of mine came by. Didn't come by. He talked on the phone. And we were talking about roofing and roofing salesmen. And it's not just that industry, but man, I'm here to tell you, those sales guys are killing us. Uh-oh. My joint going weird again. It's going weird. Good to see you, gooder to see you too. I'm glad y'all still here. Okay. So what it makes is the sales guys who come to sell you roofing, they're not the owners of the company. They can only cut the deal that the company's already given them permission to cut. But they can adjust that deal up and down, right? And if you are a homeowner, dude, you're in trouble. You got so little chance of deciphering the language and making an informed decision. It's frightening to me. It's absolutely frightening to me because I know the industry. I know everything it takes to put a roof on a house. And I know guys that put roofs on houses to this day. And those guys aren't business guys. They're just good at putting roofs on houses. And they'll either work for a big company or they'll be on their own, and it'll be kind of tough to find them, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Diamonds in the rough or whatever. So I'm going to cut this head. I'm going to do that 3 times, and then I'm going to cut one of them in half. What the heck? Yo. Bayfield Customs, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate the super chat. That's dope. I gotta read it because it's super chat. Smash that like button. It's in all caps. Let's content create a better world. Look at this. We getting puns, similes, dad jokes. This is the place to be. And woodwork. Forgot about that. So I'm doing this viceless, right? Let me show you what happens to be happening. And you can do this various ways. See, I've got that piece right here. This is just a belt from a belt sander that I use to sand because I need a flat surface on here to sand with. Sometimes I put a stick in there, pull it tight, it's flat on my desk. I could sand stuff flat. In this case, I've got it underneath because this stuff is so dang strong. I put a little tilt on it. I put something under it to wedge it. And now I've got some hold fast over there. More than one ways to do all of this stuff. BB had a crazy live last night. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What happened? I need the gossip. Pow. My man, I was waiting on you to go live making dinner now. Oh man, what's up? What's up? What is on the menu today? This is my buddy over there in France right now. Is that where you at? I get so confused when the jet setters set jets. So all we're doing here is putting our first block on top of this and kerpow, making that happen. I'm gonna slide that there. Cut the same thing. Now, I'm gonna show you real fast how you were eating, making dinner and wondering what I was doing. Perfect. I'm doing this. I'm going to start this every time, always on a corner. And it looks like maybe I'm putting my finger in danger, but I'm not. Once I get on the corner of that wood, I'm going to demonstrate here so I don't cut. And I put my finger down and then I lean my fingernail actually into that saw. So what I'm doing is kind of putting my fingernail up against it like that. So I'm not engaging the blades. I'm engaging the saw like that. I know my fingers are ugly, but that's what's happening. And that'll help you keep that saw guided as you go through. Now, this little saw is a pull saw, so the teeth only cut on the draw back. So when I push forward, I'm just getting good positioning. I'm getting as forward as I can so those teeth, as they draw back, can get the most bang for their buck, right? See me move my finger back to keep following, because here I'm still not into the wood, so I don't have a channel to follow. So I'm going to stay in here, and as I lean back, I'm going to still keep myself nice and straight by allowing my fingernail just to hold the line, so to speak. As far as where my eyes are over here on this side. Because I'm cutting off this side, that means I want my blade of my saw, the teeth of the saw, to cut material from over here, not from over here, because this is a set finite length. So as I'm starting to cut into that, you can see that I'm on my waist side of the line, is what we would call that. So that I'm protecting my distance and my measurement. I finished doing that. Watching for the adjustments. And I'm just sort of allowing the back end to drop as I'm cutting until eventually I've scored the whole length and I've cut a portion of it. And then once I've got a groove the full way, I can commit a little bit more to speed and power and make the cut go a little bit faster. See how much wiggle I got here? I'm just holding here, which is fine because now I'm in these teeth. I wouldn't be able to do that until I was in that groove, but now that I am, I can just go at it. There we go. The other reason we can do that is because we got a wooden tabletop. We can cut into this thing as many times as we want to. Doo-doo-doo. Next time on live, tell him ATP says hello, and he's mad. He always misses his streams. Oh, yeah? He always streams when I'm away. I'll let him know. I will let him know. So what did Beard do? I'm sorry. And the dude spent hundreds buying spins for everyone. Oh, that's wild. That's awesome. I love it when people are just, you know what I'm saying? Try to help us out. That's dope. Love generosity both ways. We talk about that a lot here because both ways, man. It's we do a lot of giveaways. I forgot what I had given. I had forgotten that Jesse had won a giveaway. He won the mallet. Jesse won the mallet the other day, and I'd forgotten. I was like, I got the email, so that I could ship. And I already had the address. And I already had an email. Like, congratulations, what's your address? It's on the way. And for the life of me, because I'm old, I can't remember what it was that Jesse won the first time. But I do reach out every now and then to try to get a Q&A on certain things, give away or sell, and say, hey, how'd that product work out? Did it hold up over time? What would you do different? Because, I'm giving away stuff as I'm learning. KMC, the coolest. The coolest. I got a question. What am I going to do about this broken edge? I'm going to roll them over. I'll make those outside edges. I'll roll them over. Is what I'll do. This will be middle. This. Excuse, please. Please, excuse. This I'm going to put. Let's find our middle again. We know what to do. Let's just find our middle. I'm going to bring you guys in a little itty bitty bit more. Just because it might be a little bit clearer. But I am the king of finding the middle without finding the middle. Like, for instance, this is not the middle. Probably close to the edge of what I want, though. I'm going to flip this right around. I'm going to put this same edge right here. That's so brilliant, that little tool right there. I'll tell you all about that in a second. Boom. Put that on the edge right there. Boom. And maybe I don't have the middle, but what I got is that measurement exactly twice. That can be my middle of the pieces coming out if I were going to chop it. But I'm not going to chop it. I'm going to cut it. So what I'm going to do is put this edge and this edge distance-wise about the same from each other. That corner right there, that corner right there. And then I'm going to just go boom. I know that looks crazy. What are you doing? I'm creating an angle. Let's go cut that. No, I'm going to cut it right here. And that's going to give us two angles. Again, got my finger here, fingernail here. On this one, the side isn't going to matter. I'm going to be too long on either side anyway. What's going to be more important for this cut is that it be straight down, 90 degrees. Same on this side. Spend a little bit more time starting that line and scoring the top. Because in this case, I want to be watching the top of my saw to make sure I'm not leaning left or right. And I'm going to put my finger right there where I'm at when I'm not leaning. And I'm going to work down the side that I can see, right? The side that's closest to me. I can also put a little mark there to follow if I'm not confident in my ability to see an eyeball at 90 degrees. I am, but does not mean everyone is or you are. So we're going to make that mark on both sides so we can both see. And we can monitor it fully. That's what fine carpentry turns into. It's not more complicated. It's more particular. There's a difference. So you see I'm standing up, going down at that angle so that I can follow this line with some assurance, because that's going to be my blind side. So if I get that groove happening, I'm going to slide that off my table. And now I'm all the way through that line. I don't have to think about it anymore. I just have to stay within the parameters I've already started. Clamp a block to the top fence if you're not confident. You absolutely can do that, right? Let's show them what you mean, beard grooves. See right there, I got that block right on that. You can get a $3 F clamp from someplace and lock that bad boy down, right? In this case, this is oak. It's strong, and I don't worry about my clamp making dimples in it. But if you are, you put another block in between, and you put a little pad on that, either way. But now, you can cut if you're in a vise or you're just holding this. Let me do it this way. I'm going to just push my clamp up against my desk so I've got somewhere to hold. I'm going to hold that with my hand. We're almost through that side. We're almost through this side. This is not something that I'm doing with a lot of confidence. It's something I'm doing with a lot of assistance from this block and that one. And I don't have to think about it. It's not just a skill set happening. Right? I'm trying to get it where you can see how easy. That line is going to be a straight line without me looking at it at all. Because it can't not be. It can't not be. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm mostly through. I'm taking that block off because the effort of balancing it is too much, because I've essentially got that shoulder again already down here on the actual block. Ugh. All right. Then we're done. So we got the middle pieces, one side and the other side. We decided we wanted these chipped corners, that one and that one, to be on the outside. So this is on the outside. That makes this the inside. And because we've got this angle cut, when we separate our block and put them on square, sorry, this is what we had. And when you flip it, now you've got parallelogram. I meant a trapezoid. So now we just have to find the center of this, and then we can position these properly. We can glue those in. We can glue that on. That's it. All we'd have to do after that is cut the edges. That's it. For right now, gotta find center again, right? We don't want to get into millimeters and inches because of our international audiences. So we're just gonna get into method. And for this method, I like to do relative measurements. This thing relative to that thing equals the same thing. I'll show you what I mean. Corner to corner, I'm gonna leave a little gap because I got this big dumb fat pencil tip. And if I accommodate for it, I can make it end to end. Same here. Not exactly on the edge. Let my pencil draw to the edge. Now that's the center. Got a 90 there. Boom. That's the absolute center. Right. Not even going to do a measurement here. I'm going to put this thing right here. Make another line. Make another line equal distance over here. All right. Now, these are equal. That's not the width that I want my doohickey to be. I do at the top, but not at the bottom. So boom. Aha. And then once again, I like to say a boom. Go from the top, go from the top. Pow. We've got a taper. That's what we want. We can measure that to know what we need to do for our handle. We can look at this and this being in the same place as we are absolutely perfectly in alignment and center to what our mallet head is going to be. Doesn't look like it because this is longer, but that's cutting off. And that's coming off. Our opening is going to be dead center and perfect. Keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and hit him right now. Get some glue on that boy. Glue is right here. When I was buying it, I had different ones with different amounts of teeth per inch. I probably bought the wrong one. What do you mean? Oh, Calvin, what's up? I missed you in the chat, man. Sorry about that. I disagree. I think it's a question of preference. Traditional Japanese saw as a rip side, and you're talking about Roy with less teeth and a cross-cut side with fine teeth. That could happen. Most people want to push all these to become easier to use because you trained yourself and put pressure down on the pull. It's definitely a matter of preference. Before woodworking, I did not like a Japanese style pull saw. I had encountered them in the past. I found them awkward, and they felt like an unnecessary element of difficulty had been added. But kind of cool to say, and in kind of YouTube world, you know, those things dominate on some level. And I got one. I got two, actually. And I would use either the traditional style, what we would call traditional over here in America. I would use them. I don't prefer them for some things. Um, if I'm cutting big lumber, yeah, I think that's what I prefer. But I've taken both out to this deck build that I'm doing currently, and I actually do prefer the Japanese style pull saw. Um, it's a cleaner cut because it's pulled in certain circumstances. Like if I'm cutting 4x4 posts down for the top, so I've got to cut this way. It's a lot easier and a lot cleaner to do this motion this way in a pull than a push away from your line of visibility and sight. So, in certain circumstances, but if I got a big board and I've got to cut down and I can do that, then I do want the American, or it's actually European style saw. So yeah, good good dialogue. And like Calvin said, sometimes the saws only have teeth that ride one side. Sometimes the teeth go outside both ways. Sometimes, like this saw, they just go a little bit out. So it's a very narrow cut, but the teeth on both sides kick out a little bit. So I have to be careful that I don't damage the tops of things with that particular saw. But some of them only cut on one side, and those are magnificent. This one's flexible enough for me to be fine with it, but that's not necessarily the case for everybody, I don't think. Salt Talk with West Does It. West Does It. Special assist from Dad's Workshop, Calvin Seaton. Dad's Workshop, Calvin Seaton. I did it like an action figure commercial from the 90s. Dad's Workshop. Explore Dad's Workshop. Hey guys, you going to play today? Yeah, I've got my Dad's Workshop action figures. Right on. I'm Coonskin Cow. No, it's Buckskin Cow, dummy. Mom. Sorry, I brought my own childhood trauma into it. Sorry, guys. All right. So now we got one side clamped down. Don't tell me to go get salt from my kitchen, fam. I don't do that. I will sprinkle some sawdust on it though for the non-movement. I'll be back to the chat in a second, y'all. I gotta make sure my glue ain't unsqueezing itself. We got that down, we got that down. We got another glue up coming though, right? This side to that. But we do want some of that to be locked in before we get to that. But because I'm a frugal, no good Nick, I'm gonna steal that glue from the inside, put it right here. I'm gonna take this glue, I'm gonna squeeze out over here, also put it there. The over glue from this side, I'm gonna take it out and also put it up hither. I said hither, not heather. Buckskin over here. Beat me up for slander. All right, here we go. All right, so approximately I'll just throw some glue on those and guess it. And because we got pretty good access to those with our chisels, those holes, I'm not going to be all that particular about it. I'll just scrape it out when it's time to scrape it out. I accept my plight. It ain't the world I created, but it's the one I live in. I literally be wanting to stop, like, and look at the chat and be like, what are they talking about? What is he? They laughing at my joke. But I be busy, gluing up like Salt Bay. Perfect. That'll get me internet sensationalism, street cred. And spread this side. I know some of my friends have come in here and some of them have gone while I've been babbling, but if they do come in here, y'all greet everybody with a nice, hey, how you doing? Like you always do, so they don't feel completely abandoned because Dad's working. Got time for your foolishness. Line up and sing. And get these steps right. Sorry, guys. Still got a little residual trauma from the MJ movie. More sprinkles so we don't move so much. Well, we're going to move, but we ain't going to move so much. And then I'm just going to try to make these match up here and be approximate over here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can adjust that. I'm going to cut all those three things off at once. But I am fairly invested in getting it lined up pretty good. I'm one of them guys that doesn't mind ungluing stuff later. I say ungluing, I mean dealing with the squeeze out. I find it refreshing and enjoyable. But I'm going to get all this extra for now off of here so I can clean it up a little bit easier, a little bit faster when it's time for you all to witness the finish. Where are we going to clamp that? What are we going to clamp it with? It's a fantastic question. Just going to use the old school tools. Now, if these were good enough to do that without squeezing so tight that they push that glue around so heavy, I'd use them more because I do use them for a lot of different things. But these I can trust a little bit more, but I do definitely have to keep my finger on the trigger because any centrifugal force added with down pressure is going to twist the things that you're putting together. And it's going to be whatever pressure or tension or friction you're able to create in between that's going to keep those in check. And can't quite do that 100% while you're going. Can get them real tight and do that though. Tighten up a little bit, tighten up a little bit. Soft wood. I'm only using this instead of just hitting direct because of the glue. I don't want to clean up the edge of my mallet again. So we're good here. We're dead flat, dead flat, dead flat, dead flat. That means the same thing's happening on the bottom. Tighten them up a little bit more. Gonna get some squeeze out, but it's not gonna shift anything out of alignment. If it did, we can get it back. Flip it over. Verify. Smooth. So now this essentially is good to go. And one of the things that I was talking about earlier that I'm going to build probably today is so that this, we do stuff on happenstance sometimes around here. And it just so happens that my lovely wife busted a couple of our tires on her car and I had to get a whole new set. But 2 of the tires were good and salvageable. So they're just sitting in my space because I haven't moved them yet. And the last time I did a glue up, I sat it right here. I sat these right there. Turn that fan on. And I had a good dry situation. And it worked out great. I'm going to have another one right now. It's going to work out great. However, that's a glue up, and I don't care about dust getting involved because nothing's finished anyway. But say something like this, and I wanted to dry it, it's a different situation altogether, right? I got to figure out how to make that happen in a different way. I'm just scraping this rest of that glue up with the sawdust so that when it comes up, the space below is dry, not sticky and gluey. Got to do the same down here on my bench. But yeah, I want something that's going to dry the stuff and dry it in a non-dust environment. So that's it. And that's what I'm going to do with those filters and one of those fans. Probably today. But I'm going to do it while this handle that I'm getting ready to build right now is drying up. So let's go ahead and get the handle built and figure it out. I'm going to take a little bit of time to get this glue off of my fingers like a 5-year-old in art class. And then I'm going to put some gloves on so I don't have to do this to myself. And we're going to figure out what our handle is going to be. We're going with this stock height for the handle head, so we don't have to go get the handle to know what that is. We can pretty much, bam, that's our measurement, right? So if we're talking the head down, this is going to be scrap. That's definitely going to get cut out. So let's make use of this piece. That's our height. That's the end of our mallet. We're going to give ourselves about an inch, maybe a ½ inch. Below that, make a mark. That's the head. That's the arm or handle. You can call it whatever you want. And we know that's that. We got to figure out what the base of that, the smallest part of that opening is. And that's going to be our base going all the way up, or our tendon. And then I'm going to have a handle down to about there. And if I want to do my thing where I'm going for the middle again, let's do that. Let's just find something like our center, but maybe not exactly our center. And then we'll find our exact center off that. So let's say I thought this was going to be 4 inches. It's not. It's 4 inches and something, right? I'm just look at these things and say, what looks like about the middle? That looks like maybe about the middle. Let me make that mark. If I'm right, I flip it, it'll hit that mark. Boom. I am right. I did hit it. It makes that mark. So now I know for sure that's my middle. Go right here, make the same registration mark. I can go up here, make the same registration mark. Now I can take a straight edge through all of them and make a line that keeps my middle right. That's my center. Now I want to know what the width needs to be for my tenon up here. What does the width of that tenon need to be? Let's go measure from the thing. I'm not going to measure. In fact, let me use this. It's about this width of this whole thing. It's a little bit shy of it. So what I'm going to do, fold this thing in half. Boom. Put the seam right there. Boom. Make a mark. Pow. Same thing over here on this side. Make a mark. Kirkpatrick. Now I've got two marks that all I have to do is bring straight up. Now I can hold a pencil like this, put it on this side, and make my fingers drag and just kind of lock them in over here. So I can do this. Not everybody can do this. If you can't, what you can do, check, make sure you got a straight edge up there. You do. Put it on that straight edge. Pull. Same thing over here. Put it on the straight edge. Once you're there and you trust it, pull. Everything on the outside is going away. I'm going to make those marks so that I'm sure about everything on the outside going away. Now I've got the handle to deal with. I want the head of this thing to sit tight. So I'm going to give myself that much space. That's half. So I've got a good shoulder for my handle. Make it nice and strong. And what if I find this is be a good place right here? Just making a registration mark. And I want to make that connect to that connect to that, and create a taper. Still haven't measured a single thing. I don't know how long, tall, short, or fat anything is. And I'm giving myself a shoulder. This is not a bad handle width right here, but it can't be the handle width because it needs a shoulder so that the head doesn't slide all the way down. So I'm going to go a little bit wider than that. I've got a shoulder here to control that. Let's just say right here is the width I want. That's my handle width. Let's figure out what that is. Right here on my doojimahiki. So I can put it right there on this doojimahiki. Drag it straight down. There we go. Say I want to start a taper down here too. Do it right there. How far out? Let's say to this hole I already got. That hole is from there to there. And over here it's going to be from there to there. Right? And then we'll go from that hole to this corner. And this isn't some specific design. You can do whatever you want. I'm only doing this to illustrate that all you have to do is copycat what you're doing on one side, on the other side, and you'll get symmetry. And getting symmetry is going to give you a whole heck of a lot of what you want. I'm going to come in a little narrower again. Let's say by the time I get here. And by the time I get here, I want to be there. I'm just guessing, I'm not accumulating any numbers or anything. Put my pencil right there and pull it down. Got another registration mark. All right, I went from there to there. Put that on the other side. Right here. Going from there to there. Now I've got kind of a place that I can taper in from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here to here to here. That's Swedish. And I can even taper in as far as that if I wanted to. Now I've kind of got a handle figured out to some degree. We can cut it once we know what's going away. All this is going away. In my mind, all that's going away. And all this is going away. Same over here. Getting rid of, making note of what's going. Now, you can put a saw on this and start cutting stuff out. A lot of different ways to go about it. As far as the shoulder goes, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'm going to cut this, cut these out, and then I'll have access to cut some of this other stuff out. I can also use an axe for some of that. Jesse, what's good? Up to no good. Woo-hoo. Let's take some time. We want to teach some good habit. I think it might be easier to cut this and for you to view it if I put it in this vise. So I'm going to put the vise back to work. Welcome back to the same old place you forgot about. Nothing ever changed since you've been around. For those dreams that we rain and hung around. Ooh, we got the teacher. Ooh, we got the teacher. Yeah, where we got girl. Yeah, yeah, the teacher my life. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, the teacher my life. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you getting hung up? What's going on with you, guy? I probably got sawdust in these holes. I did not think of that before I started. I think we're going to be all right nonetheless. Swedish Chef, you heard it. You heard it. Smorgasbord. Oh, man. That might not be politically okay now. Dang it. West does it. Cancel. Rise and fall. of America's okayest channel for a second. All right. You don't know nothing about Welcome Back Cotter, Beard Grooves. You don't know nothing about Welcome Back Cotter. I refuse to believe you are of a generation that you would know that song by heart. You Googled it. I must have got a copyright strike or something, and you read it. And they were like, that was Welcome Back Cotter. He shouldn't have done it. And then you was like, ha, let's Welcome Back Cotter. Try to trick me into thinking you got bad knees like me. All right. Gonna get that there. We got a little slop in that, but we really ain't tripping it too tough. We do care about the slop in that ball. So I do recommend that if you get one of these and you're doing woodworking with it, keep your little knock around stick handy. Help stiffen things up a little bit. Now again, I'm gonna be particular over here. My eyes are here, Jay. All right. Going straight down to the 90s. This is not always the way, but this is the way today. And remember, we can adjust. You can come back and chisel it, right? If you need to keep back from that line a little bit because you're not too confident, cool. Don't worry. It still works. And once you get familiar with these saws and how they work, you don't have to get in some magical stance for it to go right. You can absolutely get to it right out the gate. Or once you get confident, you'll feel it. Like this is not traditional saw stance, but it is functional. I'm gonna knock this loose and turn that around so I can cut that a different way and you can witness it without problems. Maybe right there would be good. Put my thumb right there, get that started, and let's go. Oh, I missed somebody. As a Swedish chef would say, I find the imitations of Swedish chef offensive. Dang it. I'm sorry, Swedish chef. I kind of like on cooking shows that they like make the people do like a military type thing. Oh, where'd I get the watch? This particular watch is from Bobo Bird. That's Bobobird. I'm not 100% sure if they're still in business. This watch is probably about 7-8 years old for me, but I love it. Can you even see? It's a beautiful wax. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. It was a gift, and I was happy to get it. My wife had great taste. So we got one cut. Cut numero dos. Yikes. Now my saw will bind up from time to time because it's grody. I really should try out this wax. Hold on a second. All right, I got two kinds over here. One says let rest for 20 minutes. One says just put it on and go. I'm going to put on some of the put it on and go. I'm not revealing the brand just yet because this is a part of I'm in a control group for this product, so I don't want to be jumping the gun. Also, if it sucks, it'll never come out. Not the version that sucks, if it does. Let's see if this helps our cut. No, snap, it smells great. Oh, that's crazy. I never thought of that. It's got a smell to it, so instead of smelling the wood, I'm smelling it, and it's pleasant. And this is oak, so if you know, you know. Now, you hear something changing, that's me turning direction a little bit because I was getting off my line just a hair, and I'm coming back to it. And usually that will bind the saw up. I definitely get a little kink out of it. In this case, it didn't do it. So there's something to it. Something to it. Other people use workshop wax. They're smarter than me and more experienced. I haven't ever. So I didn't realize that this was a pretty good thing. Second thing I'm going to do is cut this free from the entire board. So we're going to do that too, real fast. Wait. I want to be free. Man, my chat stopped happening altogether. The Muppet Show self is considered an offensive imitation. Yeah, Siege, I can't do that one anymore. Especially, I got the best doggone bowls I ever got from a Danish guy. That's got to be pretty close to Sweden. I don't know nothing. But I do apologize for any of my Swedish watchers, viewers, or just Swedish people in general who might have heard that and like, fuck that guy. I'm sorry. but it's a good example of how our cultures have some built-in problems that we don't even know we carry around with us until we get around other people who understand those things better than we do. And we learn, or we don't, and we just fight. We want to say a neighboring country, but I wouldn't say exactly how close. Roy says, I know people who use crayons to wax their saw. Roy says, I'm only allowed to use crayons. Right on. Just a bit of a massive cedar planter project, going to be spending almost a full day at the table saw. Okay, high back. Right on. You have any advice on doing raffles? I've never done a raffle. Um, I've never done a raffle. So no. Um, um, I get suggested to do that a lot. It makes it a little easier than the giveaways, at least on the content creator, because then you can get your shipping and stuff covered. So it's a good idea, I think. Particularly less stressful, I would imagine, if it's something that you've already built, not something that you're going to build after somebody wins it, but all you have to do is just ship it after that. And I would say keep the contestants limited to the countries you know you can ship to and that you can afford to ship to. The UK is really, really expensive to ship to currently. But America, not too bad for the most part, as far as shipping goes. We're going to put the Choposaurus Rex to it. Because deep in our hearts, we're all savages and we all know it. There's no need to pretend with me. You let me know who you are. I'll let you know who I am. We go about our business of savagery. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to pretend it's something else. Yeah, we got chisels. Yeah, we got calipers. But I want to see axes, baby. Alright. Flip that motor scooter around. I'll be honest with you, I really did not like the idea of using this tool in woodworking, period. In my estimation, before getting one and using one, was that this was too barbaric and not controllable enough to be efficient. I'm wrong. I was wrong. It will take practice to get very, very efficient. But this is a worthwhile tool to put in your toolbox. A good hatchet, good sharp hatchet. Got the side benefit of it will teach you right away while you're in the rough stages of your piece, because this is a rough cut tool, obviously. It'll teach you about your wood, how it's going to behave. That's your first sign of how it's going to actually behave behind a chisel or a knife. Because all this is a big fat chisel or a knife. Yeah, BB does a lot of raffles. A lot of raffles. That's short of his shtick, I think. Part of it. He's funny, got a lot of personality, and he does raffles where you can get stuff. People like to get stuff. I will work on my raffle game, and we'll learn it together. How's that? Now, we're pretty close to our lines and our edges and all the stuff we want. We can do the rest of that sanding and chisels or knives, any of that. But you can get really close to what you want with this tool. So I would suggest getting one if you got the chance to get one. I spent about $100 on this one. I got it off either Amazon or eBay. It's from the Ukraine. In that regard, it's good steel. Excellent steel. Even. This is probably the sharpest, one of the sharpest things in my shop. It certainly holds its edge probably better than anything under the abuse that it gets. A lot of ways you can approach this. You can go all the way down and just keep cutting straight lines straight down until you're at your tightest place, and then start with your curves. Or you can work your way in from the start. Like that. Then flip over and catch the rest. going that way so you don't split beyond what you want. I don't know if this is proper technique or not, but as I hit, I bring a little bit out when I'm in a certain orientation, just so I don't accidentally go too deep. Every time I feel like I might be getting close to a split, flip it over, catch it from the other side. Sort of close it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these tools punk you, man. Don't let these tools make you think that you can't do this. I'm nowhere near my fingers at any point in time. My fingers are nearby. They're behind this blade, and they're controlling this blade. Knock a little bit of this shoulder off. This can be a delicate tool too. This can be a delicate tool as well. We're that close. We could use this and scrape and do some polishing and still get even further. But at this point, we may as well get into the chisel work. He says right after he does the exact opposite. This is why my wife won't trust me when I go fishing, because I'll be like, just throw one more in. One more cast and we'll be headed home. That's it. One. Catch that 1 6-pounder that I was telling you got away last week. That I almost caught. It's usually on my last cast, you know. Alright. So that's pretty close. Hey Lions, how you doing, man? I didn't even know you're in here. I'm learning it, you know. I am no Lions Fix-It shop. That's for doggone certain. If you guys really want to go over and see some mastery in this realm, I cordially invite you over to Lions Fix-It shop. If somebody were my real friend, they would post his channel in the chat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I've got genuine, authentic friendship. Okay. Here I'm so close to what I want to already have. I'm going to go ahead and do my glue on of both the other couple pieces of wood that I want to put on here, because I want to have a good situation. See, these blokes Put the stickers on the wood. Just don't care about us at all. Just don't care about us at all. Pat, what's up, man? How you doing? Kevin, if you're in the building still, how you doing? I'm seeing other people shouting y'all out on the chat that's 5 minutes behind on my end. I apologize to everybody for that. Let's have any more inquiries, Dan. Elegant Woodcraft routed his thumb. No! Oh, no. My God, that's awful. Oh, my God. Y'all got to get over there and give Dan some contributions. That's going to be expensive going out of there. Ooh. Pat, yeah. It's that time, ain't it, bro? So, yeah. I'm sure you are busy. I hope you're having all the spoils of it, though. I hope you're really getting some satisfaction out of all the work that you do, Pat. Sounds like you do a lot of work for a lot of people outside of yourself. And that's fresh, dog. That is mad fresh, B. What about Purple Heart on this situation? Yes? Yes, Raz, Purple Heart. Okay. You didn't have to talk like that to get a yes out of me, though. Just saying. That is, that's about close. That's pretty freaking close. Let's do that 2 times. Over here, make a little marky mark in the funky bunch. Where's my lápiz? Por favor. So I'm going to put my saw cut on this side, because that's obviously the narrower side. In fact, why don't we just make a mark here too? We made a mark there. Let's see. That's the side that we made the mark from, right? Let's go over here. Flip it over, make the same mark down the middle. This wasn't even straight, right? But now we do have a guide. We can go from there to the center here. Bam. I'm gonna do it on the table saw. I mean on the chop saw, because I feel your presence being depleted. I feel like your energy is low, and I want to do this fast. Oh my gosh. Man, I can't stop thinking about poor Dan. Golly. Oh. Oh, that had to hurt. Whoa. Oh. Makes me feel like. Ooh. All right, what do we got? These, all of these are the same, so let's just put the 2 best ones on it. The 2 similar ones on it. That'll work. That'll work. We'll glue it all together, shake it all about. I'm gonna open this vise up. Where's my scrap? Just hoping the injury is minor and recovery is swift. Amen to that. Lions, it is an awesome skill to master, my friend. You're talking about general freshness, right? Yeah. It's been a hard road to get to being so fresh. But I'm here now, brother. Or should I say we? I don't know. I'd be saying all kinds of dumb stuff. So, once again, it's on. In my estimation, the best way to spread glue. Look at that. Look at how wondrous. Look at how glorious. Boom. This is not complications. Smack some on that. We got shavings all over the floor. We got shavings all over the building. We don't have to make a tool for everything. You know what I'm saying? Not a permanent designated tool. All right. Bloop. Simple pimple. I'm going to make sure the shoulder lines up because we're really particular about getting that right. And while the 10 seconds it's going to take to put the other one on, we are going to go ahead and clamp this thing just so that we can get the glue up started, like in a real way. Put that on there, and then we're just going to line it up again, center. This is the only dimension I'm hyper concerned with, is that shoulder. Because if that lines up, and the top is secure, everything else is likely to get cut and adjusted. That shoulder will not be. So even if I got to go up a little bit, I'd rather have that than be down. I don't want to try to figure out how to add a piece to that. So that's going to hold for now. Sit it right here. Give it some balance. Give it some balance. Sweet. Go ahead and get this piece gluey. Gluey P. Newton. Now this is all going to look a little excessive. It's going to get a little messy because we are going to have to pull those and then repinch. Stuff's going to want to slide. We're going to put a little bit of sprinkles of the dust on it to hold it in place. Give it a little bit of friction. That glue is going to want to slip and slide quite a bit. Tis the nature of that beast. But not to worry, Tyson Fury. It's almost over, Rover. Why so little glue, Wes? We got a ton of it everywhere else. And I can use that. Wes, does a chicken nugget? I need to come up with a song while I'm doing stuff so that y'all will sing it on other people's channels when they're doing stuff. ADW. Man, that branding is something else, boy. You get your branding together. YouTube world can be your oyster. I tell you, man, that bearded Viking is the first person that made me feel like YouTube could work. And I will probably be always a little bit indebted to him for that. Now, me and him definitely don't vote for the same people. But fortunately for me, I don't believe they count them anyway. I think they pick who they want to pick, and who wins is who's best for the big money up top. But then, who am I? But a lowly conspiracy theorist conspiring on theories. I'm gonna put two more. I mean, like I know that's enough, but what if it's not? What if it's not? What if I had two clamps too few? And then where would we be? Hmm? Hmm? Work my fingers to the bone, Janet. Sorry, guys. Slid into a past memory again. That's my fault. All right, we got this messy blew up, but our shoulders are tight. You know where this is going back to the tire because we don't yet have daggone wind tunnel. Let me show you though. Let me show you the effectiveness of our faux makeshift wind tunnel. We're drying up here. We could probably unclamp this if I wasn't so scary, but I am, and we're not. In fact, I'm probably gonna put more clamps on it. Just a few more, because I mean we need more clamps. What do we? Why wouldn't we? Why, if we've got clamps, right? Maybe the bigger question is, why are you so anti-clamp? You know, what's your agenda? What's driving you? Or you got to question my clamping all the time? What's up with that? Hmm? Is that you working for big clamper? Hmm? The big clamping companies sold out. We in Three's company now? Yeah. Come and knock on our door. Take a step that is new. Where the kisses are hers and yes, Three's company too. You'll see that life is a call again. Laughter is calling for you. Something, something, something. Three's company too. Good coffee this morning. Oh, love y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. We've got that drying. Um, we've got. I'm gonna sell that mallet. I'm gonna sell that mallet on my website. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? What do you think for something like that? This one's owned already by a wonderful subscriber, channel member. This is about as good as you're gonna get as quality in terms of what it's gonna do. Like that's a good freaking mallet right there. It's gonna last. It's gonna be durable. What do you think? Thanks, Beard Grooves. I love you back. Doggone it. Why is it an interesting? It's an interesting thing that in the world of men, even amongst the best of friends, men have to throw a little bit of bro language on it when we say that to each other. And it's startling when you hear it, you're like, oh, that's, that's okay. You know what I mean? Love you, man. Love you, dude. Love you too, bruh. Love you too, dog. Just so you know, I'm not hitting on you. Beard grooves, that makes sense. That's not a bad number. It's not a bad number. Um, I haven't shopped to see before, in a while. Um, on the exotic stuff, it's different, but that's not particularly exotic. It's good and it's quality, but there's no real like walnut or purple heart. It's a little bit exotic, but it's not got a lot of it on it. I'd say that's a good starting point, a good preface. Again, I'm very big on trying to do cool stuff with you. I'm not big on boring you. So as we start wrapping up this mallet build, right now we're hoping for it to dry in the dryer. But I'm also going to be building a dryer so I don't have to do stuff like this. And maybe I'll even be able to do it with the other fan and potentially this heater. If I can get that heater incorporated, that might be even more awesomer. Not because it's only worth 70 bucks, but it will sell. Yeah. I mean, and that's the way. I do, but that also gives me another understanding because I don't want to make 1,000 mallets. I want to make a handful of them, nice, and different styles and stuff, and then price them for the different stuff that I'm willing to do for them. Like something like that would be much more with the leather and the hardwood on the end, especially that kind of thing. But I probably wouldn't do that for anybody else. But I would do this design again. I like it a lot. This mallet is solid. But yeah, word, word. C says I'm a dirt, my wood loving brethren. Where the hell can I actually get my hands on some bay laurel? Ideally in the PNW. I don't know what you're talking about. I think sometimes y'all forget I'm not that versed in woodworking. I'm more versed in the tools themselves and processes than wood. I don't know nothing about Northwest USA. Um, is bay laurel like a type of wood? Um, I would probably check on with. Are you a member to Ken Ken's channel, K McCall, or Echo Woodcrafts? He'll also be in here as sometimes. Same channel, same guy. It's the tree that you get bay leaves from. I would ask him. He knows a ton about wood, and he gets a ton of it. Like the walnut. that I get from here, and the the Purple Heart that I made this kind of stuff out of. I get these sheets on Amazon, um, fairly thin, but I only use them as accents, so I don't really need them to be super thick. Um, I don't know how thick wood you need, but man, it doesn't sound like it's plentiful. But I would check with Eco. He's good at he finds a lot of really exotic stuff, and he just knows about it. And he's on the West Coast, so he may be a little closer to somebody who would supply you as well. You just check Etsy, and they're priced 50 to 200. Good to know. Good to know. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if I want to do Etsy. I don't know where I would sell. I mean, I'm going to put it on my site, but I don't necessarily want to do one of those sites that you can buy it right then and there, but I also do. Because the thing is, if you put it on a site where they can buy it right then and there, they take a pretty good chunk of whatever you sell it for. And then it's like everybody gets to track your sales, which I think is kind of weird. So I think I want to build my site sort of standalone and a way to communicate with me about buying the thing, or just have the thing up and they can click the button, send the PayPal or the Square or whatever, and then I'm paid and the item is marked sold, then it's done. But there's a little bit more investigative things for me to do in that regard. Um, I do appreciate y'all. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break right now, see if I can reach out to some clients and some other things and get my life together a little bit. But I'll be back today for sure, getting down. Have a dude down in Texas who wants their wand from Hogwarts Legacy thingy, but most laurel are toxic. Oh, interesting. Why would they not? Well, I don't know why they would or wouldn't be, but I would maybe suggest some alternatives that are not toxic and maybe easier to come by. Um, Sometimes it's dealer's choice, you know, going to be in the hands of the artist. Myrtle at farwestforest.com. Thanks, Beard Grooves, for throwing the what you call it in there in the chat. I'll give you a second if you need to check that out. If y'all want to communicate some more about it, that's fine. Steve says, yup, since the Bay Laurel. Mm. Hey, Jess, you have a good one too. And all the rest of y'all, I hope y'all have a great day. And I hope to see you again when I come back. And thank you so much for our donation this morning. We got 10 smackaroos, and I really do appreciate that. That was say less. Off I go. Right on. The watch and is excellent. Oh, appreciate you. I did do this one. I did not build the watch, but I do think it's dope too. But it does coordinate with all my other accessory. I'm gonna see y'all a little bit later on today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it, man. Y'all are the greatest. Baby, baby. I'm gone. Wes does it. Peace.